Welcome to the Swearwolves. I'm Bret.
I'm David.
So what you're about to see is a video version of our audio podcast. Now, the audio is perfectly fine. The video, on the other hand, did not record.
Yeah, it was a bit of a fuck up.
So you're going to see just the close-up shots of myself and David during the recording because those cameras did work. I'm going to try to make it look the best that I can, but just know this. You're not going to have the wide shot. You're not going to have the best look in camera, and you're just going to see our two ugly mugs.
Yeah, and you're going to like it. Yeah, we're just going to put the two shots together, so let's look like that though.
Look at Brady Bunch.
Yes. So, sorry.
Anyway.
We'll get it next. We'll get it right next week. Maybe.
David.
Yeah.
We are here.
We are.
We're alive.
We exist.
We are in your house. We're back in your house, our studio. This is our studio now.
Is it? It's exciting.
It's exciting.
It's also a different part of my house. This isn't where we normally record.
I know. We normally record.
We're like 20 feet away.
And we normally are just like schlubs wearing sweatpants and holy shirts and just
or no pants at all.
No pants. And we're just kind of sitting around, our butts sticking to the leather.
I just wear a condom in case I have to pee.
Yep. But we are now, if for those of you who are listening to the audio version of this podcast, we now actually have a video companion.
Yeah.
That sounds so like pretentious.
It does. We are pretentious.
Yep.
Though.
We have a video companion to our audio podcast that you can check out on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/The
Swearwolves. Yeah, you can watch us.
Yeah, you can watch us.
And you can be like, oh, God.
So you can listen to us and go, oh, I wonder what these guys look like. I bet you they're really handsome. And then you can
watch us and go, oh, Jesus.
They are really handsome. They're hotter than I thought
or
they
the
were.
opposite. These guys are ugly as fuck.
We started this the last time.
Yeah, and we didn't say anything because we weren't even sure if we were going to keep it.
Now we're in David's house, and we have this whole setup here. We're in front of this magical bookcase.
Yeah. So, and those books are motorized, some of them, and they move, but we don't have it turned on right now because it's a little noisy.
It's loud.
Yeah.
But he's got lots of horror stuff up there. You can see the Thing game.
Books. Check them out.
Mixtape Massacre game. There's a lot of games.
I got some stuff, yeah. I just put the games up there the other day to encourage me to actually play them.
Yeah. Oh, you know what game I ordered? Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh, the board game from Fright Rags?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered that.
That would be cool.
Okay.
They have a My Bloody Valentine game, too.
They do?
Yeah.
I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Because, you know, anybody who's listened to this podcast for the past few Christmases knows what I think about
Silent Night,
Deadly Night. Or Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, for that matter.
Yeah, they suck.
But the board game looks like it's going to be fucking fun as shit.
Yeah.
And I think, hopefully I get it. They say like November.
Oh, that's cool.
So hopefully I get
Just
it in time for Christmas, and it can become like a tradition.
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah. I'll let my family play. There's like I think there's like a PG version, and then there's like an R version, so you can flip the board.
Does one have like Linnea Quigley getting impaled?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool.
I think it's drawn, though.
Yeah.
I don't think it's...
oh, okay. I was hoping it was like a game piece. You could be her.
Yeah, I don't know
with
all
the sticking out.
I don't know all the ins and outs. I ordered the game and the expansion packs, so I don't know everything. I just read about the game, and I'm like, this sounds cool. And my wife is actually the one who sent it to me. She goes, this looks like it might be fun.
Seal of approval.
Anytime she's into it,
yeah,
then I just did it. So...
Nice.
That's that. What else is going on?
This episode's going to come out on 3/14, which is what, Pi Day?
Pi Day, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you're listening or watching this episode while eating a delicious slice of pie.
Yeah. Good on you.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah, we got a listener's birthday this week.
We have a listener who's actually been listening to us for quite a while. And
she's pretty much the beginning, I think.
Yeah, she reached out to us not that long ago via Twitter and asked if we would review a couple of movies for her birthday.
Yeah, her birthday's on the 18th.
So happy birthday to Christine. All of our like longtime listeners are named like Christine. My wife's name is Christina. So it's like some iteration.
There's something to it. But her birthday's on the 18th, so happy birthday to you.
Yes, so we are going to review these movies that she suggested. Now, a while back, we reviewed the movie Ginger Snaps.
Yeah, and I think that might have been her suggestion as well, but I could be making that up. I don't remember. But she suggested that we do the sequels. So Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed And Ginger Snaps, what was it, back?
Ginger Snaps back, yeah. Back when we did Ginger Snaps, we gave it an overall ranking of 3.5.
Okay, yeah, I like that movie from what I remember.
So, I mean, that was with Alan in the podcast. If it was just me and you, it would be an overall ranking of 3.
Okay.
You gave it 3.5. I gave it 2.5.
Okay.
So just kind of set the baseline here.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're at. The original one is about a 3.
Okay.
3.5-ish. But they did make 2 sequels. Well, a sequel and a prequel.
Hey, sleepyhead. It's time.
Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed came out in 2004. It actually came out on January 30th, 2004. What do you think the number 1 movie was?
I'm going with The Butterfly Effect.
Oh, God. I totally forgot about that movie with the Kutch.
Yeah.
I actually like that movie.
I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through. I've caught bits and pieces of it on TV, and I was like, this doesn't seem too bad.
It's not that.
It's fucked up, though, from what I remember, because he goes back and he changes things, but then, like...
And then he keeps going back to try to change them to make
doesn't
them
he, like,
better.
lose his arm or something at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit happens.
A bunch of shit happens. But it's not that awful. I mean, look, it's the fucking Kutch, right? You get what you pay for.
Yeah. It's not going to be Oscar-winning material.
No, but that wasn't the number 1 movie.
What was?
The number 1 movie is a movie I've never seen, but it's called You Got Served.
Oh, shit, the dance movie? That makes me think of that episode of South Park. Did you ever see the one where they kind of spoof that movie?
No.
It's pretty awesome. But, like, one of the kids, like, gets challenged to, like, a dance-off, and he, like, gets served. I think it's Butters. No, it's not Butters. It doesn't matter. But he's, like, in the hospital, and they're like, what's wrong with him, doctor? And he's like, he got served. Worst case I've ever seen. There was a time I was flying from New Orleans back to Phoenix, and there was a guy, I think he was in You Got Served. Like, he was in line in front of me, and we were just talking. And I think
somebody came up to you, they're like, do you know who you just were fucking talking to? That guy was in You Got Served.
No, I think he brought it up, and I don't remember why.
You ever see You Got Served?
Yeah.
No one did.
Well, I think I was like, you look familiar or something. And he was like, oh, yeah.
Dude, that movie, You Got Served, budget $8 million. It made $50 million in the box office. And I think they made sequels.
Yeah, they did. Pretty sure. You Got Served again.
You Got Served, Beat the World, Stomp the Yard. Oh, no, that wasn't
Stomp the Yard, that's a different movie.
The same movie. You Got Served, Beat the World was one of them. Maybe that was the only one.
Maybe Airport Guy was Stomp the Yard. He was in one of those dance movies.
They made a lot of those dance movies.
Oh, yeah.
There was a time period where it's like every week a dance movie.
New dance movie. Yep.
And then if it's like dance, okay, so Drumline kind of falls in that category too. So does that fucking a cappella group movie. What's that movie with the girl who sings all the time? She's always like, she's an actress. She's like little. I feel like we're on like a
that
game
narrows
show.
it down. Yeah, there's certain words you can't say. You're like, oh.
The password is fucking a cappella group. What the fuck is that movie called?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Elizabeth Banks directed it.
Okay.
Fuck, David. Elizabeth.
This seems very important.
Thanks. It is important that I know this. Elizabeth Banks. She is an American actress, filmmaker. You've never seen Pitch Perfect.
Oh, okay. Is that Mandy Moore?
No.
I don't know.
It's the other chick.
I have not seen it.
It's actually I don't mind that movie as much as I was talking shit about it. Anna Kendrick.
Oh, yeah.
Little sings all the time. Rebel Wilson.
That's okay.
Brittany Snow. Brittany Snow was in Prom Night.
Oh.
The Prom Night remake-ish.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah. She was standing behind me. Her and Vanessa Hudgens and Zac Efron.
Oh, yeah,
were standing
at
next to me
Coachella?
at Coachella.
Look at us just dropping names.
Yeah.
I met Stomp the Yard guy. Or You Got Served guy. He was flying Southwest. That movie must not have paid well.
And I really did. Well, to be fair, Bob Odenkirk sat in
Southwest?
my row in Southwest. So, I mean.
One of our mutual friends sat by Billy Idol on a flight. That was Southwest too. Yeah.
Listen, sometimes you just gotta pay the least amount possible.
Yeah, so like that scene with him in Wedding Singer, like when he's all in first
Could have
class, it
happened.
was all a bunch of bullshit.
Well, Southwest doesn't have first class. Maybe he's like,
But
just go get there, and the only plane that's leaving is Southwest.
In the in the 80s, he probably would have been first class.
That's true.
Southwest, they got peanuts in it. It's a terrible Billy Idol. All right.
Hey, little sister, what have you done?
Got a little thing.
Hey, little sister, who's the only one? When I sing that song, I just sing, shotgun, shotgun. Hey, little sister, shotgun,
White wedding.
shotgun. They made 3 of those fucking Pitch Perfect movies, by the way. Not that you care, but
I don't.
moving on. What was the number 1 song? It wasn't White Wedding.
Oh, good. That was going to be my guess.
January 30th, 2004, the number 1 song.
I'll go and Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, no.
Breakaway. No?
Kelly Clarkson, she got some pipes.
Oh, yeah.
She
won a contest.
Well, I know. I know she did. I watched it.
But yeah, she's got
Thank you.
She's got a good voice.
She like, some people have won that contest
Yeah, and you're like,
and they haven't done shit.
yeah.
She, like Carrie Underwood has, but went on to success.
Yeah,
and I
know a
think
lot of
Kelly
them.
Clarkson is probably the best singer that's come out of that contest.
At least the most successful.
Well, definitely.
Her and Carrie Underwood.
Her and Carrie Underwood are the most successful.
Not that song, though.
No, it was a little song called "Hey Ya" by Outkast.
Oh, Outkast. I love that song.
Shake it, shake it, shake it.
Dude,
Shake
that album's
it, shake it,
fantastic.
Shake it like a
My
Polaroid
picture.
picture. Yeah, you like that album?
I do. Hey, yeah.
Do you like the
Oh, the Big Boy album
Big
or,
Boy
the
side or the
Andre 3000?
Andre 3000 side?
I like them both. I mean,
David,
I think
that's not an answer.
most people lean towards the Andre 3000, but I think the Big Boy record is underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're both good.
Well, wonderful. All right. Ginger Snaps 2 Unleashed was written by Megan Martin, based on characters by Karen Walton and John Fawcett. Directed by Brett Sullivan, so you know his name's Brett.
You
He's
know it's
gotta be a
good.
douche.
Quality.
Music by Kurt Swinghammer. Fucking name.
That's a badass name.
Dude, that's a
porn star name. Fucking swinging a
It's
hammer.
like, hey, you want to see something?
Yeah, you want to see the sledge?
I want a Kurt Swinghammer.
It's more of a claw hammer, though. He's got a hook. He's got a curve.
It's like, that's what happens when you play with yourself a lot.
Yep. Pulls to one
You
side.
can always tell if someone's righty or lefty. Cast: Emily Perkins as Bridget Fitzgerald. Tatiana Maslany? Maslany?
Yeah.
She just recently, she plays the character of
Ghost. Yeah.
She recently was cast and is going to be She-Hulk in the Marvel
fun.
universe. And that show is going to be starting on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's cool.
I think sometime in 2022. Who else is in this? Catherine Isabel is back
Ginger.
as Ginger. So that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a lot of other actors and a lot of other characters. I'll go through some of the characters. There's a character named Tyler, who we will know, and there's a character named Alice, who we'll end up knowing. Oh, is it Tyler or Jeremy?
It was Tyler.
Okay.
And then the character of Alice is Margot Kidder's niece.
Oh, Janet Kidder.
Yeah. There's a resemblance, too.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I had to look her up. I was like, who dat? And then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Budget for this movie was $3.5 million. So what did I say the other movie was, like $8 million that fucking You Got Served? And it made $50 million? This movie's $3.5 million. How much did it make?
Well, they made another one. I'm going to say if it made money, not much. So I'll go like 4.
This movie made $80,000.
Oh, I was like, 80 million. Okay. Oh, it's probably direct to video. So maybe
it has
video
to be.
sales, they made it up.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because why would they make another one?
Exactly. They hate money.
We need a tax write-off. Quick, make a shit movie.
Yeah.
Or not. Maybe this is a really good
It could
film.
be a really good movie.
Bridget Fitzgerald. She was in our first movie. So to recap, the first movie, Bridget and Ginger, sisters. Ginger's the older one. She gets bitten by a werewolf. She starts slowly turning.
She gets all horny. She starts biting and eating people and shit.
Fucking, biting, and eating
Yeah.
people. And her sister Bridget wants to find a cure, and this guy has suggested monkshood in the first movie. It's like
Wolfsbane or something.
Yeah. It's called monkshood though, right?
Something like that. I wrote Wolfsbane just for my own stupidity.
It is,
just
but
to
they
keep it straight.
refer to it as monkshood
Yeah.
Wolfsbane. It doesn't matter what the fuck it's called. It's just that's what she was going to use to
Werewolf
cure Ginger.
repellent.
Bridget,
Or like it's like a suppressant.
yes.
It's like NyQuil. It's not going to cure you, but
it'll
you'll
help you
feel
get
better.
your Z's.
Yeah.
Bridget, also became a werewolf in the first movie. She got she infected herself
Right.
to show that she could get cured and everything. Ginger ends up dying in the first one. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Ginger ends up
Bridget
dying.
kills her, I think.
Yeah. Now it's a sequel. Bridget is on the run.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm assuming she's going town to town. Like, she's a nomad.
She's a drifter.
She's a drifter. She's like Kane in Kung Fu. She just doesn't settle down in one spot. She's going from town to town, and she's trying to find a cure. She's like the fucking Hulk.
Yeah. She
like
is. And play the sad music.
Fucking David Banner, like just walking through the streets. But yeah, she is looking for different cures, and she's injecting herself.
And she's logging like how long like the symptoms are suppressed, and yeah, trying to keep track to see if she's getting better or worse.
And how she's logging that is she'll cut herself.
Yeah.
And then see how
See
long it takes to heal.
heal.
If it takes longer, then she knows that the symptoms are suppressed more.
Yeah.
If it takes a short amount of time, then she knows she needs to shoot herself up. She shoots herself up intravenously with this wolfsbane, monk's hood, fucking NyQuil, whatever the fuck it is. She goes to the library, and she's talking, or she's not even talking. This dude, the librarian dude.
So you like books? He's
kind of a dork, but he's kind of like
hitting on
charming.
her. Yeah.
He's trying to, like David said, hit on her. She's having none of that. And then he notices
she's all business.
He notices that she has $27 in late fees, and he's like, I can't check these out to you until you pay for this. And so she just leaves the books and goes back to her hotel room. He shows up later, and he like knocks on the door, and he's like, hey, we weren't supposed to do like
I brought you these books.
that's not the way
And it's $27. Like, who gives a shit? He's like, you got some hefty fees on your account. Like, $27.
But also, is the way to a woman's heart by stalking her?
Yeah, showing up. Hey, I followed you here.
I looked up your address. And I brought these books for you because I figured they would.
Also, I think we should be dating.
I'm
a Pisces. She's like, I'm not into that.
Bridget has just shot up with this monk's hood, and
She took like a second dose of it too, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, and she's seeing visions of Ginger.
Yeah, she's like fucking Dexter Morgan's dad.
Yes, exactly. Ginger is telling Bridget, he's coming for you. He's coming for you. He's going to get you, whatever it is. So we don't know what exactly he's talking.
Yeah.
She's talking about. We can assume what it is.
Yeah.
It's a werewolf.
It's a werewolf.
And it's after her for some reason. She's trying to shoot up to make herself not a werewolf, but it also makes her like high or like groggy. I mean,
and Ginger tells her like, you're not going to get better. This is just going to get worse.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm assuming when you shoot up with anything, like you feel it like.
Yeah, when it hits you, you go, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why she's like biting down on a spoon handle, and she's all.
Yeah, you want to bite her tongue off.
So this librarian dude shows up, creepy librarian dude, and he is going to give her these books, and then he notices the track marks on her arm.
Yeah, and he's like, oh.
And then she falls down.
He's like, hey, I also do heroin. She's like, oh.
But he says, we need to get you to the hospital.
Yeah, you're ODing here.
Throws her in his car. And he's getting ready to drive away, and she's all, and before she can say anything, a fucking werewolf comes through the window.
Yep, of the car.
Rips him out.
And just fucking eats him. Tears him apart. That's pretty cool.
She goes running away, and she ends up like falling down and like passing out.
Yeah.
Wakes up.
Yep, in a hospital / rehab.
It's a hospital. Yes. Hospital / rehab. And the rehab portion is only for females. Like they're like, listen, I don't care if you are a drug addict. If you're not a female, you can't come in here.
Only women, please.
It's like a hospital for wayward women. There we're gonna meet some characters. This is that Tyler guy.
He's like an orderly, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's an asshole.
We'll get to Tyler in a second. This is where we also meet Ghost. Ghost is I thought she was like 13. But
yeah, I originally did too, but she's older than that.
Maybe she
just looks really young.
She is staying at the hospital not because she's addicted to drugs and not because she's injured, but because her grandma suffered severe burns in a house fire, and her grandma's all fucked up.
Yeah, she's like all bandaged like a mummy.
Yeah, and so Ghost just stays in the hospital and lives there while her grandma gets better because she has nobody else to take care of her. And Ghost is weird.
She's really weird. But she wanders around, but she knows everything because she listens and, yeah, she picks up on shit.
She sneaks around.
Yeah.
The other girls at the rehab facility,
they all hate her.
They don't like her.
And they pick on her.
They pick on her.
Bully her.
Throw pennies at her.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Which I thought was a little fucked up.
Hey, beats feces.
That is true. Bridget gets a tour from Alice, who runs.
Yeah, she's like the director of like the rehab part.
She explains everything to her. She explains all the stuff that I just explained to you.
Yeah.
To Bridget. So we understand what the hell's going on. Bridget asks Alice to like let her go. She's like, I don't want to be here. I need to go. And she's like, we can't let you go. You're obviously on drugs. We need to have you. We need to have you
detox and help you get better.
She's like, I need my shit. Nope.
And she tries to escape, but she doesn't get very far. She gets caught right away. They put her like in group therapy, and the person, the therapist, is like taking notes while she's talking. And I thought that was kind of funny. She writes down lesbian, like a question mark, and then like underlines it, like
because she goes off for about, I don't know, a minute about all this shit. She's like, what are you least worried about or most worried about, or what's the best case
what's your
scenario?
Best case scenario? Yeah.
And she's like, basically that she'll die, but she goes off on this long diatribe, and the woman just writes lesbian. It was kind of a funny joke, but let's talk about this orderly, this Tyler. He basically uses the drugs to
bang all the chicks.
Yeah, to get blowjobs, to have sex, to have his way.
He's getting drugs to all of them in exchange for sex.
Yep.
Pretty gross.
He's a pretty sick fuck.
Yeah. Which I was thinking was like, so do these girls get regularly tested? Because they got to keep turning up positive, right? Because they're all still on drugs.
How the fuck is this still in your system?
Yeah.
They must not be. Listen, it's not a great hospital.
No.
Like, we only have so many tests.
So much we can do.
Ghost gets wind of the fact that Bridget's blood test came back up negative for drugs, and that she has this monk's hood, this wolf's bane,
like in her system
and on her person. And Ghost has a bunch of comic books that she reads, and in the comic books, it's like the fucking Frog Brothers from Lost Boys.
Yeah.
A
lot of werewolf stuff.
Yeah, and in the comic books, it says something about wolf's bane and monk's hood, and so she thinks that Bridget is a werewolf.
Yeah, she figures it out pretty quick.
She goes to her and she says, what's it like changing? Are you going to transform and everything? And Bridget's not having any of that.
Yeah, she's not really even listening to her. She's like, fuck off.
Ghost and Tyler have this weird relationship too. They have this like, I almost thought it was brother-sister type relationship between the two. I never thought it was sexual because she just seemed too young.
Right.
Whatever, he's a creep.
Yeah. Tyler finds out about like what she's been taking, and he offers her some in exchange for sex, and she immediately blows him off. She's like, no.
Well, he also says like, I want to inject it into you though.
Yeah, and she's
you
like,
have to let me.
Like, no, gross.
She does acquiesce because she needs it.
Eventually.
She needs it because her ears start changing. And
and Ghost sees it. She's like, holy shit, what's going on with your ear?
Yeah, and then Bridget cuts
fucking
her
pointy
ear.
ass elf ears.
She cuts off her ear.
Yeah. Like just the tip of the ear.
Despite the fact that she's got this wolf's bane now, the werewolf has tracked her to the clinic because Ghost finds the head of a dog that hangs out there, and he gives it to Bridget. She gives it to Bridget, and she's like, what did you do to my dog?
Yeah, she's like, I didn't do that. I've been locked up in here.
She's like, which means that fucknut werewolf knows where I am.
Yeah. So we got to get out of here.
And Ghost is like, I know how to get out of here. I can get you out of here.
Yeah.
You need a toe? I can get you a toe.
With nail polish.
They plan their escape. They fucking John McClane it through the ductwork.
Mm-hmm.
They get down to the like basement, lower level, and they're going to sneak out that way.
Tyler's in there
getting a blowjob from one of the girls.
Yep.
He finishes and gives her the drugs and is like, hey, just come upstairs and lock the door when you're done down here. Bridget finds this girl, and the girl's like, hey, what's going on? She's all fucking high. The werewolf fucking comes.
Yeah. And like rips her up. And we see it through the plastic because there's construction or renovations going on. I thought that was kind of cool.
It was cool.
It was a cool way of like not showing the gore, but still showing the death.
And not showing the werewolf.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a point that I'm going to bring up later in this episode. But they do a good job in this movie of not showing
the werewolf,
but still showing the werewolf.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like Jaws.
Yeah.
Bridget and Ghost see this fucking happen. And, well, first of all, the werewolf sees Bridget and just sniffs her, doesn't eat her.
Yeah, he needs her to turn so he can bang her.
Yeah, he wants to
That's
mate.
what he wants. Yeah, he wants a litter.
That's what he wants. That's the reason why he's following her.
Yeah, typical man.
She bolts with Ghost. They get in a car and they drive away. And they're going to the house that had the house fire that Ghost is from.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, we should also say at this point, Bridget has had a dose of she eventually let Tyler inject it into her.
yeah.
Did he inject it into her vagina? It looked like it.
And, well, they didn't show that, but yes, it did.
He was in that vicinity.
And he was like, oh, you shave.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Come on, you prick. Just fucking... I don't know where he injected it. He said there was a vein down in that area.
Like the groin or something.
Ugh.
I don't know.
I don't
It's
know
gross.
either. So they're at this house, and Ghost really likes Bridget, and she basically wants her as a sister, as a surrogate sister.
Yeah, and she shows her around, and we see the bed where her grandma burned, and she's like, "Oh yeah, she fell asleep with her cigarette and caught on fire."
Bridget needs more of this monk's hood, so they end up calling Tyler, and Bridget is like, you know what, whatever you need, just fucking come over here.
Yeah,
and
I need it.
and give me this shit. So he does. He comes over and he shoots her up. As soon as he shoots her up, her arm turns into like a fucking Popeye, a hairy Popeye arm.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
She's like, "You're having a bad reaction to this shit." It's like, what? Like, she's obviously like turning into something.
It was gross. Well, it did look like her body was like rejecting it.
It was also like pussy.
It was like pussy and coming out. It was gross.
They like put her into a room, and he calls Alice, and he says, "Alice, she's fucked up. You need to come down here and get us. I'm here with Ghost and Bridget." He hangs up the phone and he goes and talks to Ghost. Ghost is like in the attic, and they have a couple of words back and forth. It's really kind of weird. Well, Bridget wakes up and she
finds Ghost like shaking and
like half naked and like
Yeah.
bruised, and she sees that Tyler has scratches on his face, and he's like, "It's no big deal, whatever." And so
and she's like, "What did you do to her?"
she automatically assumes
That
it's not far fetched.
Yeah, that he abused her. So she takes him, kind of lures him outside, and then just leaves him there.
Yep. And he gets eaten by the werewolf.
Yep.
So
And I
now,
kind of like that. It's like she set him up. Like,
Yep.
did you take it that way? Like,
yeah,
she fed him basically to
Yeah.
the werewolf. Yeah.
because she was gonna kill him, and then she's like, "Fuck this! I'm just gonna feed him to the werewolf."
Yep.
She and Ghost decide that they're gonna have to kill this werewolf. So they
They
come
start,
up with
yeah,
this-
they start home aloning
Yeah,
the house, setting up little
exactly.
booby traps and
That's
stuff.
exactly what I was thinking.
Yep.
They put up different booby traps. That's what I said. Booby traps.
I said booby traps.
They put up different booby traps, and they're gonna do this whole thing. Well, right as soon as the werewolf's gonna come into the house, that's when
Alice arrives,
Alice arrives, and she's like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
and at this point, Bridget looks rough.
Yeah.
Like she don't look so good.
And Alice is like, "You're strung out on shit. You
Yeah.
need to go back." And she's like, "No, there's a werewolf or a monster." She's like, "Fuck you. Fuck
Yeah.
you and your monsters." Well, what happens?
Well, and around this time too, real quick, we also find out that Ghost is full of shit, and Ghost actually burned her grandma, and Ghost wasn't abused by Tyler. Like she made that shit up.
Oh yeah, because she was afraid that Tyler was going to take Bridget
Take her away. Yeah.
from her, so she wanted him dead.
But right around that time, like, yeah,
The werewolf
shows up.
Werewolf shows up. Alice and Ghost go up to the attic to hide. They lock themselves up there. Bridget's downstairs fighting with the ghost. They fight. One thing leads to another,
They like fall through into the basement. Yeah.
and on these spikes that they had set up, like
Yep.
a bunch of sharp shit.
Yeah, it's like a booby trapped mattress.
That's what I said, booby trap. Ghost and Alice come down, and they're like, "Oh, it's all over."
Yeah, because Werewolf's dead, which I thought was a little anticlimactic. Like that final battle. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that
Yeah.
during the review, because, yes, Bridget is down in the basement. She's still alive. Alice
she's kinda
goes
fucked up.
Alice goes to look.
She like looks down into the hole, like into the basement.
And
Yeah,
then
and Ghost is standing there.
Ghost comes up behind her and hits her with a hammer.
Yeah.
Knocks her into the basement.
Yeah, she dead.
She's dead now.
Jesus.
Bridget starts slowly climbing up out of the attic, and she's like, "Just kill me," to
Yeah.
Ghost. And she's turning to a wolf. She looks like a werewolf now.
Yeah,
like
she's
half
just like,
werewolf.
just end this.
She's like, just kill me, and she just slowly like pushes her head down and like shuts the.
Yeah, she's like, no.
You know those fucking
like a cellar door?
Yeah,
Like
like
a-
from Evil Dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like almost like a trap
I
door.
always want
kind
a
of thing.
house with something like that. That'd be kind of cool. Like you
Keep
just
shit down there.
yeah, you just pull up the carpet and you're like, look, this is how we get down there. People are like, yeah, great.
That's where you keep the bodies.
Okay, I just gotta go get something
Slowly
from my
walk
car.
away. Oh, I gotta go to the store.
Do you need anything while I'm gone? Bye.
Bye bye.
She locks her down there, and then we hear a voiceover of Ghost, and it's almost like she's reading a comic book that she is working
She's
on.
like, yeah, she's like drawing and
She says, the girl used the beast to get revenge on all of her
take down all of her enemies. Yeah,
all of her enemies, and that's pretty much it.
and she like draws a comic, and we see it. It's like her.
Oh, Barbara's coming home.
Oh yeah, and we see the comic is Ghost with like a pet werewolf.
Yeah, and then the grandma comes
Yeah,
home.
and the house is all decorated like welcome home.
Fucking Ghost. This movie.
So did you take it that she was gonna feed
Yes.
grandma to
Yes.
Bridget? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got from this movie that this ghost girl was gonna get revenge on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that had picked on her whole life.
Yeah.
Her grandma for being a bitch to her.
Yeah. So she's just gonna lure people to the house and then drop them in the cellar,
I guess that's where it ends. You know, we don't get another.
or is she gonna get a
sequel.
collar and a leash and
Yeah, I'll just
and
walk her
lead
around.
her about?
She's like, I take you to obedience classes.
Did you piss on the carpet again?
Rub her nose in it, and all that kind of stuff.
You shit on the floor.
Get a can full of pennies and shake it
Yeah,
at her.
yeah. Stop pumping my leg.
Did I like this movie? Well, I will say this: I didn't dislike this movie. I went into this movie kind of expecting the worst,
Okay.
and
And it wasn't as bad as
it
you
wasn't
thought
as
it was
bad
gonna
as
be?
I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be. I like the character of Bridget. I think she's kind of a sad sack sometimes, though.
Yeah.
She's
She's very
kinda-
dark.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, she's always so moody. But I did like the fact how she was like kind of a badass. I would have liked that more. I would have liked to see like I've been through some shit. Like there's some time has passed.
Like her taking charge.
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And like some time has passed between the first Ginger Snaps and this one, and it's like she's killed off fucking werewolves before, like, and she knows how to do this. She's
Right.
like almost like a werewolf hunter. That would have been kind of cool.
That would have been cool.
The ghost character I thought was okay. I thought the Tyler character was a prick. I thought the whole movie, like the concept of the movie and the story, was interesting.
Yeah. The Tyler character was interesting because they initially set him up that you hate him, but then he kind of starts to redeem himself. But it's like, I've already seen all the awful things you've done. There's really nothing you can do
No, he's still a
to
prick.
reach redemption. So I was glad he still died the way that he did.
Yeah, I'm glad that everybody that died.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Because I didn't like any of them.
Yeah.
Except for the librarian guy. I thought I was
He
like,
was nice.
Yeah, he was kind of cool.
His death was pretty cool.
Yeah. To your point about the anticlimactic fight scene,
Mm-hmm.
I think because the budget didn't have enough to show the wolf as much, like they couldn't really do a full-fledged fight scene because
Right.
it would have
It would have looked like a
cheese.
guy in a werewolf suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's rolling around with a fucking dummy.
Or worse, a really bad CG werewolf. But I thought the glimpses that we got of the werewolf were effective. I thought it looked good when we did see it.
Exactly. I thought they did a good job of doing that. And is the movie about werewolves? Yes, but it's more about. I mean, the werewolf is kind of like the subplot of this movie.
Yeah.
It's more about
And
this,
it's kind of
like,
the same thing in the first one. The first one was more of a coming of age movie.
and the relationship between the two sisters. This one is a relationship that's developing between these two girls, one who is a psychopath and one who is a werewolf.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
So I gave the first one 2.5. I think that this one falls slightly under the first one.
Yep.
But I don't know if it falls a half a point below.
Okay.
I could definitely see someone watching the first one and the second one back to back and being like, oh, I enjoy both of these together.
Yeah.
So I am going to give this one 2.5 as well.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm kind of on the same page as you. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but I still liked it. And I gave the first one 3.5. So I'm a 3 on this one. I liked the story. I liked the characters. This is going to sound weird. It almost reminded me of a Wes Craven movie in some ways. Like I kind of got like a People Under the Stairs vibe at times.
People Under the Stairs, also kind of Nightmare on Elm Street 3,
Yeah.
except for we didn't meet as many characters
Right.
at the hospital.
Yeah, but some of the direction and even the script, there a lot of it I just got kind of Wes Craven vibes off
Yeah.
of. But I kind of like you, I was expecting See, I think my expectations were a little higher. Like, I had a feeling I was going to like it.
Okay.
Because I had heard good things about this one. And yeah, I enjoyed it. And would I watch it again? Yes, I would. So I would recommend checking it out.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So 2.75 overall. This movie was followed by another prequel,
The same year.
fucking 6 months later.
Yeah, they must have filmed these like back to back or at
Why?
the same time or something. I don't know, because they look completely different.
First of all, yeah, it's not like Back to the Future 2 and 3. Like you have to film them back to back.
Yeah,
at the same
for
time,
continuity
for
purposes.
continuity purposes. Was there that much of a demand where people like, oh, we need our fucking ginger snaps?
Maybe. Well, you know what though? Something I meant to say about the previous one, or Ginger Snaps 2, was they kind of painted themselves into a corner by killing off Ginger, the title character in the first one.
Yeah.
That we had. She's barely even in the second one. And
They
when
could have fucking Highlandered it though, because did you ever see Highlander?
Yeah, a long time ago.
They killed Sean Connery off in Highlander, and then Highlander 2, he's back.
He's back.
And they just don't even fucking acknowledge it. It's just a totally different fucking movie. I think they're aliens now.
Okay.
Like, it's a totally different fucking movie.
Yeah. It makes sense why they did what they did with this one. It's like, how do we get Ginger back into the movie as like a main character?
And so what did they decide to do? They decided to do a prequel.
Prequel.
Like, prequel. But we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Ginger Snaps Back, the beginning, came out on July 10th, 2004. What do you think the #1 movie was?
So I'm trying to think 4th of July weekend type movie probably. So I'm going The Day After Tomorrow. I don't know when that came out, but I know that was a big summer movie.
You're right in that it's a big summer movie.
Yeah, but
but
not
it wasn't
that movie.
The Day After Tomorrow. Day After Tomorrow, was that the one?
Maybe that was like a Labor Day movie.
Was that like a world's ending type?
Yeah. I saw it. I don't remember anything about it,
It's like that movie.
but I went and saw it.
Do you remember there was a movie called 2012?
Yep. Is that the one with John Cusack?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I ever saw that
Disaster movies.
Yeah.
I fucking, if there's a genre of movie that I dislike, it's disaster movies.
one. Yeah, you're like, fuck Volcano, fuck Dante's Peak.
I never saw either one of them. I will take that back. I saw Armageddon and Deep Impact when those came out.
Yeah, I saw those too.
And those were kind of like disaster movies.
Yeah.
There's a new one coming out where something about the moon. I don't know. It looks like shit. I seen the preview. We went,
Oh, it's already out, right?
is it?
Is it the one that has the guy from Game of Thrones in it?
I think
Is it the Samwise guy?
yes.
That
it
movie
is.
looked fucking awful. It already came out and already made no money.
Good. That movie looks so bad. I was sitting there. We were watching the latest Spider-Man movie, and that preview came up, and I turned to my son and I go, "This movie looks like the worst fucking movie ever made." Speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2 was the #1 movie on July 10th, 2004.
Oh, I should have guessed that.
You should have.
That movie made a
you would
fuck
have been
ton
right.
of money.
#1 song.
I'm going Lean Back by the
Lean
Terror
Back.
Squad. Yeah,
Lean
Lean
Back.
Back. Lean Back.
Do the Rockaway? Is that
Yeah,
it?
and do the rock away.
No. This song, we were talking about American Idol earlier. This song is by Fantasia.
Ah, a moment like this? Was that?
That was Kelly Clarkson.
Oh, okay.
I Believe by Fantasia.
Oh, yeah, the When You Believe. I don't know. It's probably got something like that in it. That sounds familiar.
I thought she had a good
Her voice was really good.
Her voice was really
She had
good.
a little bit of like a Tina Turner kind of thing, right? Was her voice kind of raspy?
Raspy voice, but
Yeah.
she could fucking belt out a song. And then I think
She disappeared.
she disappeared, but I think she went like the gospel route.
Oh, okay. That's
so
cool.
She's probably still doing stuff in the gospel realm,
hey,
but that's not really
do
like
what you enjoy.
popular music.
Right. Doing the Lord's work.
Doing the Lord's work. Amen, sister. Ginger Snaps Back. The beginning was written by Stephen Massacott. Massacott?
Yeah, Massacati.
Massacati.
A Massacati.
And my name is Stefan Massacati. Christina Ray also helped write this. Directed by Granny Harvey. What?
I wrote Grant.
Okay.
I think it's Grant. Granny Harvey is awesome, though. Granny Harvey sounds like a band name.
Fucking typo. I fucking was typing late at night.
All right, guys, make some noise for Granny.
Granny
Harvey.
Granny. They come out with
It's like an offshoot from
wigs on.
Harvey Danger.
Yeah, paranoia. They come out with like wigs and muumuus, but they're like
Yes.
playing fucking punk.
Granny
They got
Harvey.
big beards.
Oh, shit.
I better look and make sure that I got the other names right. Alex Koskin.
That's what I
did
got
the
for music. Yeah.
Cast. Okay, Catherine Isabel back as Ginger.
Yep.
Emily Perkins back as Bridget. And then there's other people. There's other people, but they're like no one.
Yeah.
You might recognize some of the people, I guess.
I did
Wallace
not.
Rawlins, the guy who plays Wallace Rawlins, I kind of
Okay.
recognize. This is a Canadian film, so I think a lot of these actors and actresses do like a lot of Canadian television and movies
That makes sense.
that maybe we don't get here.
Yeah.
They do like Degrassi. That's the only Canadian show I know. That, and you can't do that on television. Did you ever watch that?
Nope.
That show was fucking
I know. I remember
amazing.
kids at school talking about it. Me just being like,
Oh, because you didn't have cable.
I was that
You
kid.
sucked.
I was the poor child with no cable.
Oh, that sucks.
Just network TV. If I wanted to see boobies, I had to put on PBS late at night and hope for some
National
BBC
Geographic.
kind of shit.
You Can't Do That on Television was one of my favorite fucking shows.
That was Nickelodeon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where the slime came from, because anytime they'd say, I don't know, they'd get slimed on. Anytime they said water would come down on them. But it was a sketch comedy show.
Yeah. But with kids, right?
Kids, and it was Canadian, and it was awesome. If you loved You Can't Do That on Television,
Contact us.
us
This
and
episode's
tell us.
over.
There's a bunch of other people. Budget and box office, I don't have any information.
Yeah, I would imagine minimal.
I agree with you, David. This probably went right to video.
Oh, definitely.
This is what the internet says.
So you know it's true.
This film premiered at the Fantasia again.
Oh my
What
God!
a
Did Fantasia
coincidence.
Barrino? Did she do the
did the
national
theme song,
anthem?
yep.
The Canadian national anthem.
Yeah. Oh, Canada. The film premiered at the Fantasia International Film Festival on July 10th, 2004. After the disappointment of the second film's theatrical run, Ginger Snaps Back the Beginning was released direct to DVD.
Okay.
Lionsgate released it on August 27th in Canada and September 7th in the United States. Oh, I could have used those dates too.
God damn it!
I should have.
Maybe I got the movie right.
I think you did.
I'm sure I didn't.
So what happens in this movie? Okay, this movie is fucking weird.
Yeah.
You
So
know-
we're in 1815.
This is well, I'm not saying it's weird because of anything other than the fact of why. This could have
Well,
been
I think the why is I think they were probably banking on the second one being more successful because they must have filmed these right around. Obviously, they filmed them around the same time because they came out so quick after each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was a way to get Ginger back into the story.
If they would have filmed them right around the same time or whatever, why would they have different directors and different writers?
Yeah, and maybe end the second one to set up the third one.
Right? Like
Yeah,
she gets
she's locked
not,
in the basement. And she takes out a book. Oh, what's this? Oh, and it goes doo 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 doo.
I don't think that happened, dude. I don't
No,
think they
no.
fucking back-to-backed it.
No.
Oh, wait, they did. Ginger Snaps Back the Beginning was shot back-to-back with Ginger Snaps
Yeah,
2.
that makes sense.
Fucking internet. Always correcting me.
Always one step ahead.
Someday I'll get you, internet. Gosh, this.
So just unplug the modem. I got you, you bastard.
Well, now how am I going to look up anything?
Fuck. Where do I get my pornography?
Okay, so they did shoot it back-to-back. But I guess, okay, again, the question is why? You're right. If she's locked in the basement, maybe she finds something. Maybe there's something.
Maybe Ghost reads her a story.
Maybe there's a clue in the second one that leads us into
Maybe
the
Ghost
third
writes the story.
one. Who the fuck knows? We wouldn't know because it doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah, we don't find out why.
No, and it pisses me off. Okay, let's go through the plot, and I'll talk about how it pisses me off as we go through. So I guess there's like this fort, like
Yes.
Fort fucking Hood, Fort Bragg, Fort fucking Alamo. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but it's this like like the forts that they used to
Yeah.
have.
Fort Bailey, I think is what it was called.
Okay, Fort Bailey. And there's all these people.
Fucking Fort George Bailey.
Hey, I got this fort. I got some pedals.
Go Fort Pottersville.
Pottersville.
Old man Potter. You live in one of those dumps. There was like a group of people that trade or whatever, and they went out to like the Hudson Bay or some shit.
To trade like pelts.
And they never returned.
They never returned. Okay. Now we see Ginger and Bridget, and they're fucking
And they're horsey.
riding on a horse,
Noble steed.
riding across the land, kicking up sand. Sheriff's posse's on their tail because they're in demand. One lonely beastie I be. All by myself without nobody.
That Paul Revere?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so they're riding through the fucking
countryside.
Countryside.
Yeah.
They come across this indigenous woman who is kind of just standing there, like out in the middle of nowhere.
She's like, I was out here taking a shit. A little privacy, please.
Well, we're just riding through the woods. This is my woods.
I will trade you this necklace for some toilet paper.
She does, though. She gives them each a necklace. And she says something to the effect of, maybe you wrote it down. I don't know.
It's like kill the boy.
Kill the boy or kill each other. The girls.
Something like that. Kill the boy or the one will kill the other or something like that.
It's some
I'd have been like,
cryptic.
Cuckoo. Oh, sure thing, lady.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll get right on that. Go kill this little kid. I would have been like, who? Which kid? Fuck yeah, I'll kill a kid.
Well, stop being so cryptic. Just tell me what boy, because like the first boy that I see,
boys. Yeah,
half the population.
Oh, not that one. Fuck.
She said, "Kill the boy
or
kill each other.
Bad shit's gonna happen.
Or shit's gonna happen." So, meanwhile, their horse gets spooked and rides away and runs away. So they go chasing after it because you're gonna catch a horse.
Fucking horse.
They go chasing after it, and Bridget ends up stepping into like
fucking bear trap.
Well, probably not a bear trap.
Maybe a beaver.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe they're trading beaver pelts.
Beaver pelts or mink.
Ooh, a mink. Yeah,
Mink.
Making mink stalls.
Yeah.
Like, oh, with the head still on it. Little raccoon tail, some Davy Crockett shit.
Yeah, all those things. But I think a bear trap would break your leg.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Like, this is just like a very deep wound.
Yeah.
And she can't get it open. She's like prying on it.
She's weak.
Yeah.
Well, she does have a trap around her leg. I mean,
she's got tiny little arms. She
Ginger.
needs more protein. She doesn't even lift, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Ginger says, "I'll go get help. Count to 100. By the time you get to 100, I'll be back."
I'm gonna go find that lady that wants me to murder a little kid.
Maybe
she looks
help
fucking
us?
strong. Fucking old woman. Pry that shit right open. She goes out there, the lady's still taking a shit. It's like, for the love of Christ, leave me alone.
You want another necklace? What? But they go. She goes to go get that lady, and another like an indigenous dude comes up, and they call him the Hunter.
The Hunter.
So when I say the Hunter, that's who I'm talking about.
That guy.
The Hunter comes up, and he's got a wolf, and he comes up to Bridget, and the wolf is like growling.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh fuck!"
And then
That's
he
a
just
good wolf.
Thanks. And then he just kind of he gives a little whistle. Give a little whistle.
Give a little whistle. Fucking Jiminy Cricket.
The wolf backs off, and the Hunter is gonna help.
At first they think that he's gonna hurt them or whatever, but like, no,
on.
come on.
I've seen this movie before.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna
know he's gonna be a good guy.
Yeah.
Ginger comes up right when Bridget gets to 100. Ginger comes up and attacks this dude from behind.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
like,
he
"The
pulls out
fuck?"
What's that thing called?
Like a mace?
No, it's
A
not
whip?
No,
I don't remember.
Can we play this game again?
A twirly thing?
It's like
two syllables.
It's like a weapon with a ball on each end, and it's like leather.
Yeah, isn't that a mace? Oh,
No,
like a cat of nine tails.
weapon with
You're gonna get flagged.
ball
You're not gonna be able to fly anywhere. You'll be flying Southwest the rest of your life.
and leather.
You're gonna pull up some
Strap.
kinky ass sex shit.
I am. They throw it to like, is it a bola?
Sure.
Yeah. How to make a bola? Bola? Ebola? This is it. A bola.
Oh, okay.
Come on, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like a bolo tie.
Yeah.
Bola weapon.
Fucking Southwestern jewelry. It's got a scorpion in it.
A bola.
Okay,
That
very
was
good.
really close.
There you go. Throws a bola at her ass.
It comes from amboladoras.
A boladoras.
It's a South American
Yes.
weapon. Primarily used for hunting, consisting of stone balls.
Dude, I got those.
Usually,
I know that game.
Usually in a group of 3.
It samesies.
Attached to
They
a
call
long...
they call me tres.
attached to a long, slender rope.
Again, covering all the bases here. They call me
Slender.
twine.
Tres twine.
Fucking 3 giant balls and a fucking string.
String Nick. But it's long.
Fly a kite with that shit.
Oh, fuck. Anyway, he throws one of those at Ginger
Yeah.
and puts her down.
Yep.
Then he goes over to Bridget. And right when he's gonna kill her, he opens the trap and gets her out. And then he puts some fucking moss on her wound.
Throw some dirt on it.
Yep. It's like, it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's that lady's poop.
Yep.
I rubbed it in there. Sorry.
She's a medicine woman. She's got special poop.
She ate a lot of Benadryl. And we find out that Bridget and Ginger, their parents, like they were traveling together and their boat capsized or whatever, and the parents drowned. Yeah.
So the hunter leads them back to this Fort Bailey.
Yeah.
And the people at Fort Bailey, we got some assholes.
And they're all paranoid.
We got this like reverend guy.
Yeah, he's a real dick.
He's a dick. Who's the other guy that's a dick?
Like the military guy?
Is
fucking
it
Paul Revere?
James.
Yeah. He's a fucking
He's like
asshole.
a lieutenant.
Yeah, he's a dick.
He's a fucking dick. Then the captain.
And everybody's very skeptical. They're like,
we shouldn't let these girls in.
Yeah.
We shouldn't let these girls in. And they have their fucking shit fortified like Walking Dead style. Like they have a bunch of
sticks and makeshift weapons. Yeah.
It's like
Alexandria.
Alexandria.
Big wall. Yeah, exactly.
But the captain is Wallace, Captain Wallace Rowlands. And this lieutenant guy, James, like I said, he's a fucking dick. Ginger like says something and he's like, I'm the only one who can talk. And he like smacks her around a little bit.
A little piece of shit.
And then Captain Wallace comes out and he puts that fucking little bitch in his place. And he's like, oh, whatever.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, Captain.
Oh. They take her to a doctor.
They take Bridget to the doctor because they think she got bit.
Yeah, they see the wound. They're like, oh, fuck, she's been bit.
Yeah. They take her to the doctor and they put a leech on her wound, which wasn't uncommon, I guess.
Yeah.
But they do it
They tell her like it's bloodletting, but no, they're doing a test because if she's infected, there'll be some sort of reaction with the leech.
Well, before he does that,
gives her some ether or something, right?
Well, no, that's afterwards. But before he does that, the doctor cocks his gun.
Oh, yeah.
And the captain is standing there with like his sword out and he's ready. They're ready if some shit goes down. The leech attaches and nothing
Everything's
happens.
fine. They're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
They're like, can I still kill her?
But that's when he gives her some ether. And then he starts fucking huffing on it. The doctor
and when
does.
he first pulls up that fucking ether rag and he's like huffing it, I was like, "Is those her panties?" I was like, "Oh wait, no, that's like
so your fucking head
an ether-soaked rag."
Yeah. So they invite the girls to dinner that night.
Yeah, and they give her a room.
They give them rooms or a room.
We find out that the room belonged to Wallace's son, who's recently died. So like he can stay here now.
They go to dinner, and people are assholes.
Oh yeah, like the military guy, he's immediately like a racist towards the indigenous guy.
Yeah, to the hunter.
Yeah, who protects.
And then the hunter,
everybody? Like he kind of puts him in his place.
Oh fuck, he could kill him.
Yeah,
and he's like,
"You're only alive because I allow it."
Yeah, and he goes, and when you die, because the monsters out there get you, that I'm protecting you from right now, when they get you, just know that they only got you because I let you live. The girls find out a little bit more information. We can kind of skip.
Hey, we can fast forward. They find out.
Can I say something? This is another thing that pisses me off. There's a lot of nothing.
No, yeah.
I told you, I was texting you the other night during this movie, and I said, this movie's
long. And I had already watched it. I was like, it's the same length as the other one.
It's longer in my head.
Yeah.
Because
but you're right, a lot of nothing happens.
It's them at this fort, and it's them wanting to get out of the fort, and it's them coming back to the fort, and then it's them getting out of the fort. It's like, oh my God, who gives a fuck? No one cares.
Bring on the werewolves.
Well, I'll get to that too. But Ginger at night sneaks around, and she sees this little boy.
Yeah, and he's all deformed and shit.
She doesn't see that right away.
Yeah.
Because she's like,
she sees it when it's too late.
Oh, little
Come
boy,
here.
what are you doing? Never. If a kid has their back to
and
them,
they're in the dark,
yeah,
no,
just
that kid's
let
a
him be.
Fucking monster.
It's a monster or a ghost, or it's gonna fucking kill you. So walk the other way, backwards.
Yeah, moonwalk.
Keeping your eye. Keeping your. Don't do that. Oh, that'll scare the kid.
Yeah.
That'll scare the kid. He's like, oh
no, shoo, Shamon.
The little boy turns around and it's fucked up.
Yeah, and he lunges at her.
What did it remind me of? It reminded me of, what was that movie with Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton, where they have a daughter and they're in this house.
Oh,
Castle Freak.
Yeah.
It reminded me of like a miniature Castle Freak.
Yeah, he did look kind of like that.
He bites her, of course.
Yeah.
And then she's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. She says, Bridget, we got to get the fuck out of here. There's a monster here. And we got to go. And Bridget's like, but you've been hurt. And she's like, fuck that. Whatever.
Yeah, I'll live.
So they go head out and they get to the door. And right when they get to the door,
that James guy catches him.
He catches him and he starts beating the shit out of Ginger again because he's a fucking asshole.
He fucking puts up his dukes.
Yeah.
Like 30 style boxing.
Yeah. And he puts them up like
fisticuffs.
Yeah, fisticuffs. The door, they had opened the door to get out, the big gate, and it's unlocked. All of a sudden, fucking
werewolf.
Boom, boom.
Yeah,
werewolves
attacking
start
the gate.
coming in. So everybody...
He kills a dude, And then the Reverend shows up. He's like, hey, come with me if you want to live. And he leads them to this supposedly safe cabin or something, but there's a werewolf in there.
And the Reverend wants to kill him, and he's like, burn in hell, you fucking bitches. Ah. And then he fucking goes.
'Twas I who lured the werewolf here, or whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, the hunter shoots an arrow and kills
The hunter kills that wolf, and then they go out and they start talking shit to the Reverend. But Captain Wallace comes back, and he's like, everybody, we need people to defend against the wolves coming. Well, one of the dudes, actually, the guy who was the librarian in the second one, he's in
is
this
the same
movie.
guy?
Yeah,
is
same
he that
guy
that got bit?
Yeah, he gets bit.
Yeah, but doesn't tell anybody.
Doesn't tell anybody. We find him later.
Fucking Finn. I think that was his name. I don't know.
Yeah. I think you're right. But he's cutting up all the leeches. He's like, I got to get rid of these leeches. And they find him. And they're like, why are you doing that, bud?
What's
He's
going
like,
on?
No reason.
Oh, I was going to make a leech stew for everyone.
They say, put a leech on. He's like,
No can-do'sville.
I don't want to. They're like, just put a fucking leech on. Well, he puts a leech on. And as soon as the leech gets on him, it blows up to about the size of a fucking football.
Yeah.
And it's hairy. And it's like,
It's gross. Yeah.
So he rips it off and he screams, and then they shoot him.
Doctor just blows his head off.
Yeah.
They also find a dead werewolf that has like a glass eye and a tattoo, so they know it actually was one of the guys that disappeared in that group from the beginning.
Yeah.
That we heard about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Eventually, they get wind that Ginger has been bit, these guys, and they are going to get her, they want to test her with a leech.
Yeah.
And Bridget says to the captain, she's like, look, they kill my sister, I'm going to tell everybody that your son's still fucking alive, because they all think he's dead.
Yeah, because
and
later,
you're keeping him alive.
and later the kid comes to her, and he looks somewhat normal now. He doesn't look like the castle freak from earlier. He looks a little better now. But he's got a really, really terrible, like, pumpkin pie haircut, like, mullet wig. That wig was so bad.
I thought that was a dream. That wasn't a dream?
I don't think so.
I thought it was a dream.
I don't know. Maybe it was a dream.
I thought it was.
I guess that would make more sense.
I think it was a dream.
Sure.
But
But yeah, she figures out that that's his kid. He's like, so if I die, your kid's going to die. He's like, touche.
He says, good play.
Yeah. All right.
So he goes and tells the doctor, don't put that leech on her. Then the lieutenant's like, we got to put a leech on her. We got to kill everybody. I want to beat up chicks.
I hate women.
They just always want me to fuck them all the time, and that's why I hate them.
But my dick is made of string.
Fucking Bolo.
And they
dick.
never feel anything.
Bola dick. He's a fucking incel.
Yeah,
That's why. Him and the Reverend, they were both incels. They're both like, oh, well, we can't have chicks around.
Yeah.
Because of reasons.
Yeah.
The doctor's not going to stop. So fucking Captain just shoots the doctor and kills him.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what the fuck did you do? Kind of a dumb move.
That was fucked up.
It was kind of a dumb move on the captain's part. You're going to kill the only one. I guess he's not really that good of a doctor, though, because he just gives people ether and puts leeches on them. So
yeah,
anybody
can do that. Like, I have
like,
extensive training.
Next man up.
Yeah. Does a leech go on? Oh, which way does the head point?
It doesn't fucking matter.
It does.
Bridget and Ginger escape out of there. The hunter leads them out.
Yeah.
And the hunter explains to Bridget, he's like, look, I've seen you in my dreams since I was a kid.
Wet dreams.
Yep. But he always had visions when he was a kid of a black one and a red one. Bridget has
black hair, red hair.
Ginger has red hair. And he knew that this day would come and he would have to protect the black-haired one.
Yeah. And that the black-haired one was going to have to make a choice.
And Bridget ends up having a vision or a dream.
Yeah, because he takes her to like a seer who like gives her some stuff and she trips balls and has a little
fucking
acid trip. Yeah. And in her vision, she kills Ginger. But in his vision, he dies. He doesn't say how, but he's like, I die. But in her dream, he lived.
And she has to make the choice to save him and kill her sister or not.
Oh, and we should also, she believes too, like going back to the kill the boy, she feels that if she kills that kid, the curse will be lifted.
Ginger does.
That she'll be cured and she won't turn into a werewolf.
They go back.
So they're trying to, so she wants to go back to kill that kid, but the hunter wants to lure the werewolf.
Yada, 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 yada.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
So they go back to the fort.
Again, they're in the fort. They're out of the fort. They're in the fort. They're out of the fort. Just fucking stay in one spot.
Make a decision.
I'm going to cut to the end.
Yeah.
Bridget ends up back at the fort and they tie her up and they're going to burn her like a fucking
her at the
witch.
stake.
Yeah, they're like, she's a witch.
Burn her.
She doesn't float.
I think she's a witch.
But they're going to do this to lure Ginger out because they're like, she'll come to protect her sister. So
they are correct.
They tie Bridget up. Well, no sooner did they tie her up than shit starts going south.
Yep.
Bridget starts counting to 100. I don't call back to the beginning of the movie.
Because she knows. That Wallace guy shows up. He kills the Reverend.
And then he frees Bridget.
Yep.
And then he goes and kills himself.
Yeah, fucking blows his head off. Because he got bit.
And his kid died too. They killed his kid.
Oh yeah, he kills the kid himself because they're about to kill him.
Then Ginger shows up, and we got Lieutenant Fisticuffs, and he's ready to kill to punch her again. And so he starts fighting her, and he's like, "Yeah, had enough." And she's like, "I'm only getting started," or she says some quip, and like she gives the little whistle.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden the werewolf
Jiminy Cricket shows up.
Give a little whistle. He's like, "Oh, guys,
I'm your conscience."
You better not do that. Fuck.
Killing is wrong. It's like, fuck you. Steps on him. But yeah, she opens the gate and then fucking werewolves come in.
These are the worst looking werewolves ever.
They're pretty bad. Because some of the werewolves earlier weren't too bad. But yeah.
Their front legs bent the wrong way.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
They were like, they had like, well, it's not that they bent the wrong way. They just bent at the wrong point.
The articulation was all off?
It was off. It looked like people in suits, like, which it was. It would have been better just to have real wolves or even like huskies or something, like have something that resembles a wolf. Cause I would have been like, okay. Yeah. That's a little bit better. But
yeah, exactly. Filmmakers, I will loan out my dog. He can borrow my husky.
I'll loan out my dachshund.
There you go. It's a werewolf. Maybe for like the far away, like overhead shots. Just need a little dachshund.
Not even that. All she would do is she'd see the camera and she'd just roll over because that's what she does. Like
shows her belly.
If I stand there and I look at her, she just kind of like
rolls
lays down
into submission.
She's like, what did I do? I can't be mad at her.
No,
I can, but it doesn't last long. Now all these werewolves are there and they're killing everybody.
Yeah,
the hunter's there. He's taking names and kicking asses too. He's killing a bunch of fucking werewolves.
He gets bit.
Ginger slashes the throat of the lieutenant. Blood just sprays.
Yep.
Like fucking Kill Bill, Crazy 88's fucking style. Which was an uneventful death for that asshole. Because I kind of wanted
a real nice,
like him to get his bolo dick chopped off.
Yeah. Like pull his dick off and then show him how small it is before he dies. Like that's the last thing he sees. Just a tiny little peepee.
That's it. I mean, the hunter, he does get bit.
Yeah.
And he tells Bridget, like in his dying breath, he's like, you know what you got to do. And she takes the knife.
Takes the knife.
And she's about ready to stab Ginger, and then she stabs him.
Yep.
She kills him.
He's like, fuck.
He's like,
after all I did for you.
My dream was right.
Fuck.
Ginger,
yeah, she does not kill her sister.
Ginger and Bridget leave Fort Bailey, lock it up from the outside. It's burning.
Yep.
And they head out. Ginger's starting to turn into a wolf. She looks more wolf-like.
Mm-hmm.
Bridget is like, I'm cold, Ginger.
Yeah, and Ginger's like, I'm not.
And then I guess they clasp hands.
Yeah,
but like
she cuts her hand, and like they become like blood sisters.
Blood sisters,
which they already were.
Which you would assume like transfers.
Yeah. So now Bridget's also infected,
and that's the end. But why? Again, I'm gonna go back to this, David. Why?
Yeah.
Why do we need to have this story? Like, what does it do to tell us about what happened in Ginger Snaps 1?
Nothing.
No,
it's just a different story.
It is.
It's just the same way of telling the same story, but in a less interesting way, and just made as a period film.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And I thought it was boring. I was not impressed by anything whatsoever. It's like, we're going to take this horse and we're going to beat the shit out of it, bury it, dig it back up.
Yeah.
6 months later, beat the shit out of it again. I give it a 1.
Wow. Okay. I didn't hate this movie. It wasn't good. Like, it's definitely the worst of the 3, but I thought it had some atmosphere. The last battle scene, yeah, the werewolves don't look so good, but there was some good gore. Like the one priest guy, I think he gets stabbed. They set him on fire. There was some cool stuff. I just thought it was, my biggest problem with the movie is just, and we already touched on this, but nothing really happens for the vast majority of the movie until we get to the very end. It's just a lot of go here, go there, talk to this person. It was just kind of pointless. Yeah. So I'm going to go 2.
All right. So 1.5 overall. I'm okay with that, I guess. I guess I'll live.
You'll live. or you'll turn.
That's Ginger Snaps 2, Ginger Snaps 3. Hopefully there's never a Ginger Snaps 4 if it's ever anything like this last one. Or maybe they can redeem themselves.
They go back even further.
Yeah.
They're like cave people. Ginger
Neanderthals.
BC. Yeah.
Ginger BC. But
it goes into how they created fire, actually. And that's the spoiler at the end.
Shit. Happy birthday to Christine. I know I'm assuming you like these movies, so I apologize for not liking one of them. But
yeah, or maybe she just liked one of them, or I don't know. Maybe she just wants us to talk about them.
Maybe.
Know her
but
thoughts.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to
I hope you have a great day. And if anybody out there wants to contact us, how can they contact us, David?
If you're on social media, you can contact us via Twitter, Facebook, the Slasher app, to search the Swearwolves. If you're on Instagram, look for us under the Swearwolves podcast. We have our Swearwolves YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/theswearwolves. You can go to our website, theswearwolves.com. You can email us at swearwolvespodcast@gmail.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 623-282-1851.
So for the Swearwolves this week, I'm Brett.
I'm David.
Give a little whistle.